What is going on, everyone? My name is Eric and you're watching the Get Me Out of Here vlog. Today I'm in the city of Excelsior Springs, Missouri. And behind me is the oldest hotel in the state of Missouri, the Elms Hotel. It looks like a haunted British manor located just outside of Kansas City. And this place has been open since 1912, but there were two other hotels that date back further than this. The very first Elms Hotel was built in 1888, and then it burned down in a tragic fire in 1898. Luckily, nobody was reported to be killed or injured in the fire. But the first hotel was only around for about 10 years, burned down in 1898. They built a second hotel that opened up in 1909. That also burned down in a fire in 1910. So this structure you see behind me, built out of limestone, is the third version of this famous hotel, and it's been standing here since 1912. That's when this opened up, September 7, 1912 to be exact. Now, Excelsior Springs is a very unique town. It became famous for its mineral water springs that were discovered all over this part of town. In fact, there are a number of mineral water springs located around this hotel, which is why it was built here in this city. And the mineral springs are thought to have healing powers. So over the last 100 years, people would come here to bathe in the springs, and some of them got healthy. They say it cures tuberculosis. So the Elms had a lot of history, rich history with the springs, a lot of connections to it. They actually have a spa inside and some very unique swimming pools as well that I will be sharing with you today. There was also a number of famous people that stayed here. President Harry Truman famously stayed at this hotel the night of his election, his second election in 1948. He spent the night here, and a couple days later in St. Louis, Missouri is where he was photographed holding that famous newspaper clipping that says Dewey defeats Truman. Of course, that was false. It was published before the election. Truman actually won in 1948 his second presidential term, but he spent the night here at this hotel the night of that election. So he actually found out that he won his second term here at the Elms Hotel. And another more notorious historic figure that stayed here was gangster and mobster Al Capone. Al Capone, famous gangster out of Chicago, actually stayed multiple times at this hotel. He's got a famous suite in here that I will show you. And he gambled here. He sold liquor here, bootlegged back in the 1920s during Prohibition when liquor was illegal. So Al Capone, Harry Truman, and a number of other famous people have stayed here at the Elms Hotel. So join me today, or tonight I should say. I'm staying the night here. This again, if you watch my channel, I have a series where I'm staying. My goal is to stay at the oldest hotel of all 50 states of the United States. I've knocked out a number. And tonight I will be knocking out Missouri, the show me state, and I will show you what this hotel has in store. It's also said that this is one of the most haunted hotels in the state of Missouri. So maybe we'll see some spirits tonight as well. In fact, they actually have a ghost tour here at the hotel. So 9 o'clock tonight I will be doing a ghost tour with my brother. I can't say I've done a ghost tour at one of the oldest hotels of any of the states that I've stayed at so far. So cannot wait. This is a very unique location. So come with me as I spend the night and tour the oldest hotel in the state of Missouri, the Elms Hotel and Spa. And it's official. National Register of Historic Places, 1888. It's when the first hotel opened, the first Elms Hotel. That is now marked as a National Historic Spot. Of course, you got the Elms placemat there, welcoming you in. And here we are, the front doors of the Elms Hotel. First thoughts, love the wine bottles. So it looks like there's a restaurant or cafe off to the side. And look at this, they are all decked out for Christmas. Here in the grand lobby. And yeah, very enchanting looking. Look at this lobby. This is incredible. They got another restaurant over here called the 3 Owls that I think my brother and I will grab a drink at after we get checked in. I'm loving all of the Christmas trees lining the front window. And look, they got checkers and chess sets here in the lobby. And I'm looking at perhaps a workstation here too in front of the restaurant. Yeah, just a very elegant looking lobby here. The hotel has been renovated numerous times over the last century. I believe the latest renovation took place in 2012. Grabbing a drink here at the Three Owls restaurant that they have here at the Elms Hotel. Very fancy looking. I love this fireplace because it kind of gives me Harry Potter vibes. Kind of looks like Hedwig the owl there above the fireplace. They got a drink menu. I actually almost went with the Ghost in the Hall. It's got gin, tequila, lemon juice, and a champagne float. But I just love that name, the Ghost in the Hall. This hotel, after all, has a haunted reputation. So, loving the name there, the Ghost in the Hall. Appropriately named Spirit, if you catch my drift. Well, we both got the barrel-aged old-fashioned, so cheers, brother. Cheers. The oldest hotel in the state of Missouri, the Elms Hotel. Oh yeah, that's good. That's very good. Nothing like an old-fashioned on a relaxing night in an old hotel. Especially one that gives me Shining vibes.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. A little bit. And it's time for the paranormal nightly ghost tour here at the Elms Hotel. I gotta say, I've stayed at a lot of old hotels. Not a lot do their own ghost tours. So this is gonna be a unique experience here at the oldest hotel in Missouri. All right, well, the ghost tour just started. So we heard some stories here in the lobby. We're going upstairs now to the 5th floor to hear more about the history of the hotel and some of the paranormal activity that happens here within these walls. So pretty cool. Again, very unique. I can't say I've ever done a formal paranormal ghost tour at an oldest state hotel. Now, I have stayed at the famous Stanley Hotel in Colorado, where The Shining is based. They do ghost tours there, but I've never done one at an actual official oldest hotel of a state. So this is the first time. Here we go, the infamous 5th floor. We got the special key that let us in. Oh wow, look at the wood trim in here. This is pretty cool. It's very cold in here. That's one thing I've noticed. So here we go, the 5th floor. It does feel good. Oh, look at that. It's like a vault door.
No.
Kansas City.
There's a way to tell the difference.
So this right in front of me is the original boiler room door back when one of the fires took place here. So that's a piece of history. Pretty wild. All right, we get to go into the famous Truman boardroom here on, above the main lobby. Look at that. So here it is. This is the famous Truman boardroom where Al Capone used to gamble. You can see here's a picture of President Harry Truman. Now, the windows were here, overlooking the main lobby, so Capone could have his eyes on escape. And we now have access to the Tavern restaurant. It was actually closed earlier today, but apparently there's a lot of paranormal activity that takes place in here.
In 98, all the wood paneling and all that stuff that they had done, they did. The pool shaped like a bell for Southwestern Bell when it was built. Can't say we got any kind of discount phone coverage.
Well, we've got our bathrobes on. You ready for this? Oh my God, you're hiding behind the door. Got our bathrobes on, and we're heading down to the lap pool, one of the most unique features of any hotel that I've ever stayed at. And of course, you know, Excelsior Springs, the town here is known for its sparkling mineral water. So we're going to take advantage of the healing powers, hopefully, of the mineral water, and maybe the spiritual powers. Who knows? This place is super haunted. Maybe that's partly why it's so haunted. Is the some people think that water generates. Where'd you go? Oh. Where'd you go? Okay, I lost him here. But anyway, I was saying some people think that the water can hold electromagnetic powers that attracts ghosts and spirits. Who knows? I have no idea, but we're going to enjoy the spa, the luxury spa, and show this off, because this is seriously one of the coolest swimming pools I've ever seen. I've never been in a lap pool before, so looking forward to this. And look at these snazzy bathrobes. I mean, we're walking around in style. I love it. And you can buy these too here at the front desk if you want to take one home. All right, we'll see you there. So here in the corner of the lap room, well, first of all, during the ghost tour, apparently there is a ghost that likes to sit in this seat right here by the corner, some shadow figure. So I'm not gonna sit here and bother the shadow figure. I'll let him do his thing. But the reason I wanted to come over here and show you is there's a plaque on the wall here, and you can see below me in the corner, there's a hole there in the bottom of the wall. That's one of the natural springs. Look at that. That's one of the natural healing mineral springs that they have here around the hotel. And there's a plaque that says Siloam Springs. In the late 1800s, a reddish spring of healing mineral waters was discovered flowing down the banks of the Fishing River, which runs to the side and bank of the Elms property. The spring was named Siloam Spring and was the first of many mineral waters found locally. Siloam Spring is the only spring in the U.S. to produce a natural supply of ferromanganese mineral water. The healing effects of these mineral waters is why Excelsior Springs became a health treatment destination for people near and far. So with that, I'm going to touch the mineral water. It looks kind of nasty, actually, in the drain. I don't think I want to touch that brown stuff, but this is pretty cool. Look at that. So getting some healing powers, maybe, through the Siloam Spring, one of the natural springs here at the oldest hotel of Missouri. Look at that. Get the healing. The healing. All right, shadow guy. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Okay. I don't want to tease the ghost. I don't want to have a wake-up call later. Just look at this. This is one of the coolest swimming pools I've ever seen in any hotel I've stayed at. Here in the lower levels of the Elms Hotel, the lap pool, which was built, I believe, sometime in the early 1980s. It looks like my brother and I have the entire pool to ourselves tonight, so we are going to take advantage and swim a few laps. Well, here we are. This is the famous lap pool here at the Elms Hotel. So without further ado, let's dive in, huh? It's chilly. It is chilly. Oh, it's cool. It's cool. I've got the power. All right, let's take a lap around the lap pool, shall we? Check this out. What's amazing. Truly one of the most unique pools I've ever been in. This is awesome. It's cool to see all these like little islands with seats. The only thing they're missing is a tiki bar. Truly, they need a tiki bar here to make this extra special, but that's fine. You can't bring drinks in here either. There's a no glass policy. I get it. And here we are. Swimming a lap in the lap pool. We're just touring, Connor. We're following you. Are we making our own current?
Supposedly, yeah.
So supposedly you could create your own current. It's kind of like a natural lazy river. It's a good workout. Doing laps in the lap pool. Don't you think, Connor?
I did one and I'm tired.
You're one of you're tired. You climb mountains, man.
I don't swim.
You gotta swim. What's kind of cool I want to show you guys is, again, they have like these little islands. And we got all these little stairwells. So cool, look at this. Little narrow stairwell. You can sit up here, take a breather if you want. Be king of the castle, king of the island. No diving, of course, it's only 4 feet deep. It'd be really cool if they had one that was like 10 feet deep that you could just dive into and stuff, but they don't. Fortunately not. So, I'm gonna swim some more laps and then share with you some of the history and ghost sightings down here as well. This place is haunted, just like the rest of the hotel. And there's some creepy stories and some violent history that took place down here. So while you're peacefully getting some exercise in and relaxing, there's a darker side down here too. Okay, I think it's time to check out these little pools that they have in here. I think these are hot tubs. Some more of these little stairs. Look at this. I don't really know what this is. There's another, I know that's a hot tub. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. This is not even hot. What is
Cold tub.
It's a cold tub. It's not even cold.
This is right here. It's cool.
It's just part of the pool?
Cold tub.
Cold tub. It's not even cold. So they have a cold tub and a hot tub. This isn't even cold. No. But if we jump in the pool outside, that will be freezing. But yeah, it just feels like it's just a swimming pool. All right, so it's like kind of like a little kiddie pool maybe. I don't know. Because we just want to chill. Here's the hot tub. There's like a little mini skating ramp. Just kidding, don't bring your skateboards. But I think this is supposed to be the hot tub. So let's check this out. Ooh, oh yeah, that's hot. That is hot. Whew. Ooh. Yeah, it's toasty. Give me the power to heal. Oh. Okay, well, there you have it. I wanted to show you this creepy room that I just found. I was looking for the bathroom in this utility room. It kind of looks like GoldenEye, like Nintendo 64. It looks like a Russian compound. You go in here, oh, that is creepy. It's like an old utility room. And yeah, that's creepy as hell back here. So, yeah. Oh, look, it's like stone. It's like raw stone down here too, raw limestone. So, no, I'm not getting shut down there.
You want to.
That's next level stuff. All right, well, maybe later tonight we'll come back down here and freak ourselves out. Yeah, it probably will be, I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna go outside. The pool area here closes at midnight. So we've gotta go outside. There's another hot tub and there's another swimming pool. And it's literally like maybe 38 degrees outside and raining. So it's gonna be freezing. We're gonna definitely do the hot tub, but I don't know about the pool yet. We might be daring and jump in the pool. But anyway, for now, this has been the spa. And before I leave, I'll tell you some of the ghost stories we heard down here and some dark history as well that occurred down here before this was a pool. Stay tuned. Let me tell a tale here. So we did the ghost tour tonight, and some of the stories we heard of the spa was the history here. This pool was actually built in the early 1980s. So this is actually relatively modern in comparison to the history of the Elms Hotel. But the story that we heard was that during the mob days, during Prohibition, they actually threw parties down here in this room. This room existed. And they actually threw parties and had this as like a drinking and gambling house when alcohol was illegal in the 1920s and into the 1930s. Well, apparently a man was shot and killed in this room. The gentleman that gave the ghost tour, he's worked at the hotel here for over a decade, and he was doing maintenance work down here. And he was in one of the back storage rooms, maybe even the one that my brother and I just peeked in. He heard a blood-curdling scream. He heard like a woman scream somewhere here in the pool room. And he came out, he looked around, there was nobody here. And he said that numerous guests have also heard this mysterious woman screaming here in the pool room. So, pretty creepy. So leaving the pool, I just want to show you guys how creepy this back staircase is. So this is how isolated the pool room is. You walk up these dimly lit back stairs to the lap pool. That's where we just were. And yeah, all the natural limestone walls. And yeah, it's very isolated from the rest of the hotel. So yeah, it could be kind of creepy if you come down here by yourself. And then you get to walk up another slightly brighter back staircase to get back to the main hotel. But yeah, it smells nice. It smells like very fresh, very clean. It's got like a sweet lotion smell in the air. It kind of smells like a casino, like in a Vegas casino. All right, well, here we go. We're heading outside into the elements. Oh, it is already freezing. Here is the outdoor pool. It is probably freezing right now because it is 42 degrees out here. Can't really see my breath, so still above freezing. Not by much. But they've got a really cool hot tub out here as well. Look at the steam rising from it. It's really cool this time of year in November. But behind me is a huge patio, and there's the hotel looming above me. Well, let's go jump into the hot tub first, and then maybe I'll get some courage to jump into the pool after that. So here we go.
Turn the volume up.
Yeah.
Go.
Jumping in.
I'm gonna put up with like
Wake
two
up
cans.
at 3 o'clock in the morning. That radio just as loud as it can go.
Just blaring.
Just blaring.
And that happened multiple times.
That's
There was
crazy.
a time when I came from work,
Okay.
and
What's
then
the battery
something
life on that
started.
thing?
You can take a
This
6 hour
is
nap.
paradise. Look at this.
He's leaving me.
Chilling here
my wife, my
in this
real
hot
life.
tub. Look at the view. Look at this view behind me.
You suck.
Of the hotel. Look at that.
You can't leave your front unprotected.
Look at that.
It's the buddy system.
Abby will say I'm smart.
This
We've
view
been
of the
working together
hotel.
for 20 years.
Second to none.
20
If a
years.
ghost takes you in the
I
hallway.
love the steam just rising here in this massive hot tub. Have a good night, man. Take care.
You suck, bruh.
Look at this. I love this. You just can't beat this view. This is absolutely incredible here. The Elms Hotel. It's 38 degrees outside, and yeah, my hand is already cold, but then you just do this and you warm up and it feels great. So this is perfect. I love hot tubs in cold weather.
So you guys do.
Hits the spot. Are you gonna do it? I feel like you need to just jump in. So I jumped in a frozen lake in Lake Okoboji for Winterfest 2 years ago. And not something I enjoyed, but I could say that I've done it. But this is gonna be like an ice bath. So here we go, 38 degrees out, getting into a freezing cold pool that's in the shape of a bell. And I love that they have the Elms, logo right there at the bottom of the pool. All right, here we go.
Oh, it's really cold.
Oh, dude. I told you, oh my God.
It's colder than Lake Superior.
I told you this is the coldest freaking water. Oh my God. You're crazy. Yeah, this is ice cold, man. This is like hypothermia cold. I don't think I can't even wait. I can't even do what you're doing. I've already done it once. This is like ice, pure ice. Oh, you're crazy. This is like pure ice. You really have to control your breathing. You're gonna do it? He's gonna do it. Good job, Connor. Oh, good job. Oh my God, I can't. I did it once. Good job. Oh, there he goes. I am impressed. How's your breathing?
It's going.
It's 8 feet deep. Wait.
Ah.
1, 2, 3.
No way.
Oh, God.
Oh. Yeah. Yes.
It's cold.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Like I said, I've done this before. I don't need to prove myself again. You can watch my video at Westlake Okoboji. Oh, good job.
We're from Minnesota.
Oh, that's true. You guys are from Minnesota.
Like you ever jump in the lane?
Good job. I'm going back to the hot tub.
Yep.
Oh my God. Oh, I don't know what we're doing. I guess we're gonna count it. We're gonna jump in the freezing pool.
Yep. 1. Wait, are we counting down? What are we doing?
We just do it, man.
1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3. Ah! Ah! Oh, it's freezing.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Oh,
woo! Yes. Oh, icy. Oh. Oh. You only live once. Come on, Connor.
That's pretty deep.
Oh yeah, it's 10 feet. There you have it, folks. All right. I told you I'd do it. I told you I'd do it. Jumped into a freezing pool. It's got to be, at least, it's got to be below 40 degrees in this thing. But yeah, didn't have the muscle spasms like I did with my lungs when I jumped into a frozen Lake Okoboji. But there you have it. Jumping into a frozen pool here at the oldest hotel in the state of Missouri. This is what you do in the off season. If you're from the Midwest, you jump into frozen pools. Well, we enjoyed the outdoor hot tub, the freezing cold swimming pool, the lap pool downstairs. We're gonna go back to our room, clean up a bit, and get ready to explore this hotel at night. Do our own ghost tour, exploring the many halls and rooms. And it's already almost 1 in the morning, so we're gonna be doing this in the middle of the night. And seeing what this hotel, this haunted hotel, has in store. Also the oldest hotel in Missouri. So yeah, it doesn't get better than this. Amazing pools, ghosts, and a historic hotel. Absolutely love the tile work that they've got here in the lobby. You can see all the different intricate patterns. And of course this marble staircase. It's definitely seen some years leading up to the 2nd floor. There's also an old safe here as well. Got Santa Claus standing on top of, but look at that. Elms Hotel Company. Right here at the top of the stairs. And of course there's a restaurant in the back called The Tavern that is only open on Fridays and Saturdays, so was not open today. Supposedly there's a lot of paranormal activity that happens inside the tavern. We took the ghost tour earlier, and supposedly a gentleman in white comes out of the bookshelves and has been seen, an apparition. And of course right here is the famous Truman boardroom. This is where Al Capone, during the Prohibition era, in there is the room that he would set up. And there'd be gambling going on here and bootlegging and drinks. And there's actually windows that overlook the lobby, so Al Capone could keep his eye and his wits about him, making sure the police aren't coming. So look at that. It's pretty cool. A lot of history here at the Elms Hotel. Well, let's head back down the grand marble staircase, and I'm going to leave the lobby momentarily. I'm going to take a right here. And again, this hotel is so massive. There's all kinds of winding corridors and hallways. But we're going to take a stroll around the corner. Hello? You're not a ghost? Okay, good. So, walking through here, and this is a very unique architecture. It's got, I love the curvature here of the walls, the windows. You can see outside, that's the freezing cold swimming pool that my brother and I jumped in a little bit ago. And to my left here is a ballroom. And I don't know if I can get access to that tonight or not, but you can see there's a huge, elegant looking ballroom, and apparently a lot of ghost stories here. Doing the ghost tour earlier, the tour guide said that he saw a shadow figure in this room. It was a woman with blonde hair, and when he entered this room, she darted. The room was dark, but there was some dim lighting on, and he saw the figure dart through the wall there in the back. And then there's also been other sightings of shadow figures in this ballroom. So yeah, seems to be an active place. This whole hotel seems to be very active, according to the tour that we took earlier. Now we're going to continue around this dark, dimly lit corridor. Again, some really cool views of outside. The patio and the deck outside around the pool is huge. A lot to see out there. So summertime would be perfect time of year to come here. The warmer season. It is quiet. Yeah, I'm guessing they probably locked up. Yeah, that's fine. So that is staff only down this stairwell. This ramp leads up to the second floor, so when I go up to explore the hallways upstairs and the guest rooms, we'll go up there. But for now, let's go down through this corridor. This leads to the lap pool and the fitness room. So a lot more modern looking down here. What's going on, everyone? And yeah, it's just very quiet. I think they have a number of meeting rooms along this hall. This is the Excelsior meeting room. Kind of some history of the spring. Had one of the springs here in Excelsior Springs. But yeah, just very, very quiet. Oh, and there's a cool painting of the Elms Hotel in the winter. You can see how big this hotel is from that painting. And here is the fitness center. The fitness center is huge, and it's really nice, very modern. You got your dumbbells, your free weights, your cables over there. You know, you got plenty of treadmills. In fact, there's a huge aerobics area and ab workout stations over there around the corner. So one of the nicest gyms I've ever seen, actually, at any hotel that I've stayed at to date. Just some bathrooms here, and this lower level, these stairs lead to the lap pool. Now this area can get kind of creepy. My brother and I were down here earlier when we went for a swim, and now I'm by myself. So still got the jazz music playing, but I think what's creepy about this area is it's just so isolated from the rest of the hotel. And they do lock up the lap pool at night. It is only open during the day and early hours of the night. I believe they close at 10. But there you have it. That is the lap pool after hours. So yeah. Again, the pool was made in the 80s. That used to be a party room. And apparently a guy was shot there back in the Prohibition era. Shot and killed. So, yeah, that is the lap pool. And heading back upstairs. Some locked doors. And back up these other slightly less dim lit stairwell. Well, that is the lower level of the Elms Hotel. This door here leads outside to the pool area. That's where we were earlier. And looks like the hot tub is still going. Huge patio and the backside of the Elms Hotel. It's very dark, very cold. I'm gonna go back inside. I think what I'm gonna do is head upstairs and we'll explore some of the upper hallways. And I'll talk a little bit about some of the ghost stories that I learned during the ghost tour earlier tonight. Again, it is so quiet. It's very late. It's past 2 in the morning. And yeah, there is nobody up. Here we go, the second floor of the Elms Hotel. Here's the back staircase. Leads all the way to the 5th floor. We're gonna walk on the 2nd floor first, and I'm actually staying on the 2nd floor. Oh wait, no, I lied. This is the 1st floor rooms. Interesting. So there's an entire hallway here on the 1st floor. And this hallway just leads to a dead end. So I'm gonna turn around. But yeah, okay, so this is the 1st floor. There are rooms at the back of the hotel on the 1st floor. It's got its own corridor. So with that, we'll head up the back stairwell to the 2nd floor. Well, here we go, up the back staircase to the 2nd floor, and I'm actually staying on this floor. And yeah, these stairwells, usually back staircases in old hotels are creepy, very, very creepy. This one of the better ones. This is a very well lit back staircase. Usually in old hotels, back staircases are very dark and creepy. So that's a good one. All right, well, here we are on the 2nd floor. You can see most of the corridors look similar all the way up from 1st floor to 5th floor. This hotel was again renovated about 10 years ago, 2012. So very nice. This hotel reminds me a lot of the movie Ghostbusters, wherein they first encounter Slimer, the green spud poltergeist. I'm like expecting like Slimer to come like floating around the corner here. He's a nasty little spud. So you can see the hallways are very well lit, very contemporary. So far tonight I haven't had any creepy vibes or anything like that, but yeah, again, I'm on a mission to stay at the oldest hotel of all 50 states. So, you know, most of the research I did for this hotel, they didn't have anything about the paranormal. It was just the history. And doing the ghost tour and finding out they actually do ghost tours here. And apparently there is a lot of paranormal activity at this hotel. I had no idea. So, you know, so far I feel good. But, yeah, who knows? The night is still young, so we'll see. If anything happens, like I say, you'll see it here. Anyway, there's some history on this corridor of the 2nd floor, and then we'll head upstairs to the Harry Truman presidential suite, and I'll show you kind of where he stayed. So right here is room 214. This is the Al Capone suite. And during Prohibition, Al Capone stayed at this hotel on numerous occasions. He conducted all-night gambling, gin parties, all kinds of crazy shenanigans here at the Elms Hotel. Now, I find it kind of interesting, 214, if you know anything about Chicago history and Al Capone history, that February 14th, Valentine's Day, in 1929, that is when the St. Valentine's Day Massacre occurred in Chicago. And that was where a bunch of henchmen, Al Capone's henchmen, dressed up as police officers and gunned down a bunch of Irish rival gangsters. And Al Capone was thought to have been the mastermind behind that massacre, that murder. And I find it interesting that his suite is room 214. But yeah, Al Capone, I guess the 214 suite overlooks 2 or 3 different street corners outside the hotel, and so that's why Al Capone liked that room, because it allowed him to have his eyes outside to make sure trouble wasn't coming, cops weren't coming, he wasn't going to get busted. So he was always on the lookout. One other room I wanted to talk about was room 200. And here it is at the end of the hallway. Room 200 is where Harry Truman stayed. President Harry Truman stayed in room 200 during his second presidential election night in 1948. Now, what I read online is this room here isn't actually the room he stayed in. It's actually room 300 upstairs, because at the time the first floor was different. So even though this says 200, room 200 was actually the room directly above this. So I'm going to go up to the third floor and kind of show where that is. I also wanted to show they have these old school like fire stairs outside. So you don't really see those old fire escapes very often anymore. So I've rounded the corner. This is the top of the grand staircase. This leads down to the main lobby down below. There's that marble staircase there. And this staircase leads up to the third floor. And supposedly the third and fourth floors are where most of the paranormal activity takes place. So, again, basic elevator lobby. You got kind of like this copper toned elevator, pretty basic. You got some windows here. Kind of a dark staircase, it's a little creepy. This leads, not a very good view, but that is the back of the hotel. That leads up to the fourth floor. Definitely a creepy, ominous looking stairwell. But what I want to show you real quick on the third floor is the Truman Suite. Harry Truman, the room that Harry Truman actually stayed in here. This is the Harry Truman Suite, room 300. This is where he stayed the night of his second election in 1948. He thought he was going to lose to Republican Thomas Dewey. To his surprise, he actually won pretty big and was elected for a second term. Harry Truman was the 33rd president of the United States. And it says right here, it's kind of interesting, he stayed here. And he had a relaxing stay, got treatments at the spa, ate a ham and cheese sandwich and buttermilk for dinner, and then went to bed. And the Secret Service woke him up in the middle of the night and gave him the good news that he won his second election. That all happened right here in this room, room 300. Now at the time, this was actually room 200, but you know, since the 1940s, the hotel's gone through a number of renovations, and today it is room 300. So right here, you're looking at history, presidential history. This is where Harry Truman was when he won his second election, 1948. Right here at the end of the third floor hallway at the Elms Hotel. Just continuing to walk here on the third floor. Again, very quiet tonight, other than the service elevator. But yeah, not a lot going on. Again, the floor layout's pretty much cookie cutter to the second floor. This corridor just goes all the way down to a dead end, and I don't think there's any other significant historical rooms on this floor. So we're going to head up to the fourth floor, which I've heard is the most paranormal, the most active, paranormally active floor here at the Elms Hotel. So supposedly the most haunted room in this entire hotel is room 425. So I'm just going to go upstairs, walk around room 425, and see if anything happens. Well, I know I'm not in Kansas, I'm in Missouri, but it looks like I'm going to follow the yellow brick road to this creepy, dimly lit staircase that will lead to the fourth floor, the most haunted floor on the hotel. At least that's what I've heard today. Supposedly the 4th floor is where most of the paranormal activity takes place, so let's see what happens. It is going on 3 in the morning. And real quick, this door leads to the 5th floor. It is locked. There's like kind of a, I think it's like a, kind of like a guest lounge up there with TVs and tables. During the ghost tour, we did get up there, so I've got some footage of that, but it looks like I won't have access to get to the 5th floor on my own. So anyway, this is the 4th floor. It is the middle of the night in a haunted hotel. What could go wrong? Here it is. This is room 425. This is supposed to be the most paranormally active room in the entire hotel, right here. Right here. They say they've had furniture flip upside down, heard voices, seen shadow figures, all the classic kind of poltergeist stuff. So anyway, this is the room 425. If you are daring enough, you can book a room here and stay in the most haunted room in the most haunted hotel in the state of Missouri. So they say. So really more of the same, just a quiet night. The 4th floor, again, looks exactly like the 3rd floor and the 2nd floor of this hotel, so very cookie cutter. I'm not getting any creepy vibes whatsoever. I don't hear any sounds. It's super quiet. So yeah. So far, a quiet night at the Elms Hotel. Kind of a nasty looking stain right there, though. Ugh. You know, I'm curious. I think this exit is that back staircase. I wonder if that leads to the 5th floor. Ooh, maybe. It does go up. We will see. Oh, what the heck is this? Okay. Interesting. It's like a blue ladder that leads to a creepy little door that is giving me Sixth Sense vibes. Holy crap. So there's like a little storage room up here. Well, 5th floor, maybe. No, so you have to have a key for that too. So anyway, there's a glimpse of the 5th floor. It looks like you can stay up here. And then there's kind of like a communal, like a guest room or a party room in the middle with like I said, TVs and kind of like a hangout space. So that's as far as I'm going to get into the 5th floor for tonight. But yeah, that's kind of creepy, that little storage space. Here's a view of the back staircase looking down. Look at that. Pretty trippy. I always love doing these shots. Drop the camera. So room 400 is the Travis Million Suite. I actually didn't know who that was, but it looks like he was a farmer credited with discovering the healing mineral waters in 1880 here in Excelsior Springs. His daughter fell ill with tuberculosis, and the spring cured her. So he's kind of one of the founders of the town here in room 400. So a couple different suites here and some tributes to history. And there's another fire escape. The tour guide actually said that there was an Elvis impersonator of all people decades ago that was outside on one of these fire escapes having a cigarette break. And he actually fell to his death. And I don't know which fire escape that was, but yeah, tragic death. An Elvis impersonator of all people. He didn't die on the toilet, so I guess that's a good thing. Well, I think that is just about it. I've explored every possible hallway and space that I can, every nook and cranny that I can tonight. It's been an incredible day here, staying at the Elms Hotel and Spa. Such a beautiful hotel, such a unique hotel with these pools. And I'm excited to explore the town tomorrow, Excelsior Springs. I know there's some unique healing water springs and locations that I will be sharing with you here on this channel. So looking forward to doing that tomorrow. But I think for now, I will head back down these creepy stairs. Look at this. You know what? I'll head down these creepy stairs, and I haven't taken the elevator here yet. So we'll take the elevator back to the lobby, and I will wrap this thing up and turn into my room. I'm staying in room 232 on the second floor. I don't know if there's anything haunted about that or not. I haven't had any weird vibes. But my brother, he's passed out there, so maybe there's a ghost haunting him. Who knows? But anyway, we'll take the elevator back downstairs, and we'll wrap this up for tonight. And we'll see what the night brings and what the morning brings tomorrow. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour of the hotel during the day and of Excelsior Springs. So again, I love doing these. It's a lot of fun. So let's take the elevator, and we'll head back downstairs to the lobby. As you can see, a very basic, wood-trimmed elevator with some advertisements on the wall, so nothing too crazy. It smells very good in here, though. It smells like lotion. Well, we made it back into this beautiful grand lobby. There's some commercial Christmas music playing, so I'll take this outside and we can wrap this up for the night. There's also a vacuum. All right. Well, this has been an amazing hotel. I really love this place. It's truly unique. And that lap pool, the pools here, and the history with the mineral water, presidential history with Harry Truman, gangster history with Al Capone. Truly, the Elms Hotel has a little bit of everything, and it's got such unique architecture. It's a beautiful hotel. I love this place. One of my favorites so far, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. So I think with that, this is a wrap, folks. I think I'm going to head back upstairs and call it a night. Like I said, tomorrow there'll be more filming here on the hotel grounds during the day. I love initially filming these at night because I think the nighttime creates just a mysterious atmosphere, and I love it. So tomorrow we'll film some more of the grounds, and I want to film more of the town here, and maybe tour some of these mineral springs that I keep hearing about. So everyone, thanks for watching. My name's Eric. This is the Get Me Out of Here vlog. It's time for me to get out of here.